My guess is that if you are here, you're a coach, and you're a coach who wants to help more people and make more money. Now, if you guys haven't seen my last video on how I talked about how to get up to a 10K month, you guys can check the video out here. Go check that one out if you're not at a 10K month already in business, because in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys all about how to hit your first 20 plus 20 to 30K month in your coaching business. Now, before I get into this, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Coach Ken. I've scaled 2 companies up to 7 figures in the coaching space. I have an online fitness coaching company called Fierce Fit Coaching, which I still actively have to this day. And I also own and founded the Wealthy Women's Business Academy, which is also a 7-figure business. So I've scaled 2 coaching companies up to 7 figures. I want to give you guys the tips that I think are necessary in order for you guys to go from 10K months in your business to 20 to 30K months. Now, I got up to my first 10K month in business pretty quickly. And like I mentioned in the last video, one of the most important things whenever you guys are scaling up to your first 10K month is just building a lot of attention, a lot of attraction, and having a really good offer. Now, here's what I will tell you guys is that when you're scaling up to 20K months, even 50K months and 100K months in your coaching business, everything that you did to scale up to a 10K month still needs to be on rinse and repeat in the background as you're scaling up and adding more infrastructure, more systems, more staff members as you keep scaling. That is what I'm gonna talk to you guys about today is how do you manage all of this and what are the things you actually need as you start scaling up to a 20 to 30K month. So there are 2 really big things that you need to consider when you're going from a 10K month to a 20K month. And typically here's what it looks like. When you're at a 10K month in business, you usually have a pretty decent sized client load. You usually have maybe a VA and a messenger VA who's doing some outreach for you, or maybe you have someone who's helping you with just some small steps here and there. But for the most part, you're the one doing a lot of the work and you are wearing a lot of hats. You're producing the content, you're doing the lead generation, doing the sales calls, and you're also playing coach. You're doing a lot of different things, right? And in order for you to get from a 10K month to a 20K month is you need to be able to buy back more time, but you also need to be able to get more clients on your roster, because you have to think about the 2 ways you can make more money in your business as a coach. It's either adding more clients to your roster or it's getting your current clients to pay you more money. What we want to do is we want to be able to retain clients, which means we need to get them really great results and also deliver really, really well to them. And that should always be improving. And then we also need to get more clients onto your roster. Oftentimes what happens is a lot of coaches will have things fall off because one day they're posting content, but then the next day they have too many sales calls where they can't actually post any content. And then it's just this cycle that goes back and forth. And so if you've never been able to break past that 10K month and you're having a really hard time scaling up, you need staff and you need systems. And those are the 2 big things. What do I mean when I say this? Well, the first thing is that if you want to be able to outsource and start bringing in staff, you need to be able to have systems to make those processes and the things that you do on a daily basis outsourceable, because it's one thing to be able to hire somebody and have them take over work, but it's another thing to train them into the systems that you use. And if you don't have systems, it's going to make it really tough for you to be able to train them and to be able to get them what they need to take over the systems you currently have, or maybe the systems that you lack, which I'll help you guys with today. So here's the big thing is that when you're scaling up to a 20K month, it's likely that you need to bring in either a messenger VA or an assistant coach. Now, this is considering that you do DM outreach and you're outreaching to people to bring in leads, because as you start to scale, you need to bring in more clients. So it helps to sometimes have somebody else bringing in the lead generation. The second thing is having an assistant coach. So in order for you to have the capacity to take on more clients and actually fulfill well for them, if you can start handing clients over to an assistant coach, the coach is going to be able to start taking any new clients that come in and offload that time for you and be able to not only give them better delivery, but also give you more time back. When you have more time back in your business, that allows for you to go do the things that are necessary for you to bring more clients into the company, which means you can build more content. Maybe you can do some launches and some more marketing strategies. And then on top of that, you can build up more systems so you can continue to scale. Because as you bring in more clients and more team members, you're going to need more systems to house the infrastructure to keep everybody in their proper place. Because now it's not that you just have clients to manage, you also have an entire team to manage. So here are some recommendations that I have for you if you're really looking to go from that 10K month up to that 20K month. The first thing is that before you bring in any team hire, here's what I recommend that you do. If you're going to be outsourcing fulfillment, or AKA getting an assistant coach on board, have a really solid onboarding process. One of the first things that you're going to do is teach that coach how to onboard a client. The second thing is having a check-in process or just a fulfillment process. How are you getting the client results? If you're taking them through a step-by-step process, if you're taking them through a check-in process, or maybe even doing calls with the client, you're going to need to be able to teach that to someone else and also have them adopt the strategy and then reteach it to your clients. So it's important that you have systems for this. Don't get me wrong, when I brought in my first few hires, I did not have my systems in place. I will tell you that messy action is better than no action, but if you can be more prepared, I highly recommend it. it. So make sure you have an onboarding process and a delivery process that you can outsource to an assistant coach. And so I'm gonna keep it super simple for you. That is pretty much it. If you truly wanna scale up your company, you have to remember the things that I talked about in the last video where I talked about scaling up to a 10K month, doing those on rinse and repeat, making sure that you're booking sales calls, making sure that you're going out to find new leads, you're producing content that's providing value to people so that they wanna sign up for your coaching. You have to be mastering those basics and they can never fall off. The only way for those to not fall off is to buy back more time as you start to bring in more clients. That's where the systems come into play and that's where the staff comes into play. If you're at a place in your business where you feel like you've hit a 10K month, maybe you keep oscillating back and forth, maybe you're like a 9, then an 11, then an 8. If you can't keep hitting that 10K month, it's likely that these are the things that you need. And if you keep hitting the 10K month, but you can't get to that next step, I'll tell you guys, I was super incompetent. I had no idea what to be doing or how to be doing it. So if you guys are at that place right now, you're teeter-tottering back and forth and you're struggling with this, just shoot me a message over on Instagram because I know that I wish I had more help when I first got into this. And that's why I took the time to build the systems and the strategy and now teach it to other people because I remember that feeling and it is not fun. If you guys are struggling with this, just head over to Instagram. You guys can shoot me a message over there. And if you guys found this video helpful and you're at a place where more videos like this that are talking about maybe some higher level things, outsourcing, team building in your business, if that would be helpful for you guys, just leave me a comment down below and I'll catch you guys in the next video.